back on this 2015 Subaru Forester. I think this is the third video. I explained what was wrong with the clutch earlier, and I found what I didn't think I was going to find. There's oil in this discharge. Right there, there's oil. Right there, there's oil. And more than I thought about. Now, it was 260 grams out of 375 grams. So I thought I was going to come across a dry compressor. Now I would want them when they change it to dump it out. I'm still curious. But you know what I see? I see a lot of green. Lots of green. Somebody put refrigerant dye in there, and what I noticed is, okay, so here's my old tried and true Opti Pro Max, and that would work really good. But you know what? It doesn't. There's like no fluoresce. So what kind of green dye do they have? So this doesn't fluoresce it. So let's get the old 365 out here, 365 nanometer. This is the super powerful one. There we go. Oh yeah, it has a filter on it so you can't see it. But if you look at it with your eyes, you can feel the heat coming off and hitting your face, and you don't see it because of the filter, but it's super powerful. You could see a little bit of glow. Not that much. It really doesn't stand out there. Now this is with the powerful UV Beast 365. So now let's go to the 400, or actually it's I think they listed as, what's this one listed as? I forgot. 385, 395, and a little bit flows over into the 400 range. Now I see something, it's better there, but it just doesn't jump out at you. And this is what's wrong with using some of these dyes. I covered the spectrum of what would normally be used, but when guys use the wrong dye or over diluted dye, I see tons of green, but no strong reflection. And this will give you problems looking for it, because most guys will have lights even weaker than this one. This is for a small handheld, this is a Conroy is even stronger than this. But for a little handheld, the majority of everything sold on the market is even weaker than this, and it wouldn't even see it. So that's the problem with buying cheap dyes, UV fluorescent dyes. And we got our old black crusty O-rings on there. Now this, for those guys in commercial HVAC, you know the Zoom lock press locks, the O-ring material they're made out of? All these cars out here, every car out here, manufacturer uses the exact same O-ring material that Zoom lock. And I'm not gonna just pick on Zoom lock. All the big name manufacturers with those press crimp fittings that they're advertising for refrigerant, this is the same material. And it leaks on all of these after a number of years. They've been using this material as an O-ring. It works better than the O-rings. It lasts longer. This is true. But it eventually always deteriorates, breaks down, and leaks in a lot of these applications. And this is what they're saying. This is what they're using, and there's a lot of success. Just like a lot of these cars don't leak yet. Did you hear my word? The word is yet. Silver brazing doesn't leak, because it doesn't break down, it doesn't decay, it doesn't disintegrate, it doesn't get overheated and lose its elasticity or anything like that. But O-rings do. Just a little heads up there for those of you who believe that compressors and systems last 15, 20, 25 years. Let's see how that goes with the crimp connects. But they're also relying on that the majority of guys are going to fill them wrong, service them wrong, and the compressors are going to burn out, and they're going to change out the system before people get to know that the O-rings on the crimp connectors actually leak. Not saying anything bad, I'm just throwing out a little bit of information out there. Well, that'll be it. I want to know how much oil's in here, and it looked like the thrust bearing went back and this dragged and maybe overheat or seized up. I want to know why it is seized up inside, because I see, or did somebody come and try to add some refrigerant dye with oil in the system after it already had a problem, and they didn't tell me that, and that's why there's so much oil in here. We'll find out after they change the compressor, the expansion valve, the condenser, flush out the lines, flush out the evaporator, and dump out the oil out of this system, because we're going to be starting from zero, so we're nowhere at zero, so we'll put the correct amount of oil in. But I want to know how much oil is inside this compressor. See you guys later.